On everybody. So it's your boy Buzo. Uh, you know, Episode 2, we made a portion of the bridge. Unfortunately, I was not able to finish it like we did in the vote. Um, Now, you may not recognize my name. That's because I rebranded from Minecraft King to Buzo. I figured it was time for a rebrand, something more memorable. And also, something else I do have to share with you is that not only are we going to be finishing a portion of the bridge today, but also we are going to be fixing up this road. Now, there's nothing wrong with this portion of it, not entirely. However, there definitely is some portions of it that do need to be fixed, particularly around the sidewalk, which is actually why I'm going to start right now. So we're going to just simply replace all of this with slabs. Because I was thinking about this today, and I figured, let's make a part 3. Why not? And, you know, it works, because it's been about 6 months since I last posted my part 2, and I figured it was time for me to get posting again. I've been AFK from, posting, been gone because personal things going on in life, and I just figured it was time to take a break. But I'm back, and better than ever. Now let me see what I did over here. Okay, so I'll just stick in those corners then once I have gone through and done what I need to do. Alright. Stick these corners into place. But yeah, I've been gone for a little while because of personal things, and I just needed a little bit of a break. But I've kind of figured I need to get back to posting, and I'll try to be more, often with my posting. I can't make any promises, but I will try to be more often with it. Because I've personally watched people on YouTube that have gone missing off of, YouTube for a long time due to personal issues or other things within their life. And I mean, I do get it, There's definitely a lot of things that YouTubers go through, whether you think their job is easy or not, they definitely do go through a lot in their own personal life. Um, so, and I just figured I don't need much more of a break. But right now, we are going to fix up the road. Now, in the last video, I had used slabs. I mean stairs. In this video, we're going to use slabs. And the reason why slabs are important is because what the slabs do that the stairs don't is it gives it a nice flat surface without adding the extra bit here. So it makes it like a half a block increment going up. And it allows for a much smoother overall look. And the only reason I left these stairs here was simply for the fact that this works as a transition upwards into there. Now, one thing I will do is fix this. because that doesn't need to be there. Alright, there we go. But see, now it's fixed. So now we have a much better looking road without the stairs. And also overall it looks better when you have this here. Now, in the last video, we worked on this. And obviously in the last video, I had shown a copy of the world that I was working on that had vehicles. And I will, of course, add vehicles in eventually. And that will then add more detail. Now, as you can see, I've rebranded. I've made my skin different. This is the skin I'm going to have from now on for this channel. And I hope you guys like the rebrand. Let me know down in the comments if, you know, the skin seems a bit too much to you or if you like it. And early on in the video, while there's still time, I'm going to tell you guys to like and subscribe. So please do that. And, you know, as far as everything else goes, right now we're just working on that. Now, before I get too ahead of myself, I do need to sort of fix this curve here. I need to sort of fix the curve just so it's not so like not so essentially uneven in some areas. I mean, it's of course gonna be uneven, but I just want a much smoother transition from straight to curve back to straight. So that's going to be the way that looks from now on. And now we're going to focus on the bridge. So we're going to do as far out as I think it should be. When it comes to bridges, there's really no designated length per se. You can make a bridge as long as you truly want, but with the length of the bridge also comes the stability. When you're building a bridge, you can't just simply have a bridge floating in the air like I do now. So, I'm going to be building a little waterway underneath, almost like a canal system. At some point, I will build that, whether off camera or on camera. And that will allow for overall just a better look. And, you know, it'll give you an idea of essentially what a bridge looks like in Minecraft for how I build it. Now, the way that other YouTubers build theirs might be slightly different. It really all depends on preference. And like right now, I'm just building out there. And I feel what I might do, because I personally think that when it comes to this bridge, I think that I will most likely build this right here in the same way, and then I'll just count how long this is prior to making the next video, so I automatically know, and I'll just build a straight line out. That way I can have a direct pathway to where it's going to be. Now, I know I just built all this, but I haven't gotten that far into it. I just realized something that I need to change, um, which luckily I did not get that far into building this. And I mean, this is going to happen a lot. I mean, a lot of YouTubers, they will make mistakes, they'll fix it. You know, it's the same thing with me. Like, nobody's really truly perfect, but if you're early on into a build and there's not, like, a massive mistake, then you should be able to fix it no problem. However, if you're really far into a build and you make a mistake and you realize that the mistake can't be 100% fixed, then what you may have to do is you may have to compromise and you may have to figure out a way that allows for you to keep the same exact like way your build is without compromising too much, but still finding a way to compromise even slightly, because that will overall allow for your build to be much better. And the only reason I'm extending this out any, and I'm of course doing this again because I made another mistake. The only reason I'm extending this out any is, and going this way in particular, is because typically on a highway or a bridge, as an example, they typically have an extra lane or two. So I'm trying to figure out the exact amount that I have to be out in order to make the bridge perfect. Now, purely based on this, I think now some bridges do just have 2 lanes, which of course in a lot of bridges is very rare. At least from my knowledge, I could be wrong. But the knowledge that I have, there's definitely a lot of bridges that usually are like multi-lane, more than 2, essentially. You know, like if you look at the Golden Gate Bridge, it has many, many, many lanes. But there are some bridges that I do believe have like strictly 2 lanes. Now, I'm not an architect, so I don't necessarily 100% know everything when it comes to bridges. I can do my research after this video, and, you know, if I see that some bridges do have 2 lanes, then alright, cool, because I can stick with that. But it's like, for now, I'm sticking with this because this is what I feel would be best for my current bridge system instead of having to rebuild that entire bit that we did in the first bit, not the first video, but the second video. And all I'm doing right now is I'm just simply counting these blocks in my head while I'm talking to you guys and making sure that it's all almost even. Now, let's see, what about this one? This one's 3, so we'll bring this out by 2. Because bringing that out by 2 allows for, like, overall, a much better, like, form, because it makes it so that way it's even. Now, I'm debating on whether I want to build that portion of the bridge again, only simply because of the fact that when it comes to this bridge, it's gonna have three parts of the bridge, but it's gonna be split up in 2 sections. Because you'll have the first arch, or first, like, part of the bridge, which is this. Then you'll have the middle one right there, and then you'll have the end one. So it's going to be separated into 3 different parts, but it will overall work. Now, let's get the raised up portion of this. This is going to allow for a much better overall bridge. And I may or may not do the road texturing while on camera. I may do that off camera, only because it will take a little while. But I will at least build a portion of the bridge while on camera, and then I will make a part 4 as soon as I possibly can when I make the time to do so. Now, my guess is this is 3 wide. Yep. Alright, so 3 wide, and then it goes back like this. So it's essentially like this. It's a 3 by 3. And when I mean a 3 by 3 is you count 1, 2, 3, and then you count 1, 2, 3. This corner piece counts as 1 going that way, but counts as 3 if you're going from here to there. And just because I can, I'll fill that in. Now, to get the exact 100% shape, then what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to build this out so that way I can get an idea for what this needs to be. Now, my only problem here is that I have it sitting exactly where it needs to be, although now I see what the problem is. I was gonna say I don't understand why it's not, like, working the way it's supposed to, but now I see what the problem is. The only reason it looks off is because of the fact that it doesn't have the pillar built all the way down. Now, this is a 3 block, but we have a stair. So I'm going to want to put 3 block for a gap, right? Because the stair goes here. which will make it a 2-block gap, but you want to have that 3-block gap first, so when you put the stair in there. So let's go ahead and build this. I still gotta destroy those 2 blocks that are in the sky right there. This shouldn't take too long. And I mean, honestly, when it comes to chatting with you guys, I really enjoy it, and I think that, you know, depending on where life takes me, I might still be a YouTuber, I may not be. It really all depends. But if I'm still here with you guys making videos, and I'm not off doing something else, then, you know, that will be great, because I'll still be able to talk to you guys if I'm still doing this. As of right now, it's sort of just a hobby. I haven't really taken off yet. I noticed that you guys liked my my YouTube short that had the birch tree. You know, if you guys want to, down in the comments, you can let me know, like exactly what you want to see, because I'd like to do more of that. I'd like to be able to do more of what you guys personally would like to see more of. And I feel that maybe what I did in that YouTube short, you know, was the thing that you guys liked the most. You know, maybe it helped you guys the most with certain things, I don't know. But, you know, I'd be more than happy to do more of that kind of, like, stuff. Alright, so 1 block up, 1 block up, and then you put the stairs. So, boom, boom, like this. Because this is going to allow for another block up, which that's obviously filled in, and then it allows for a block up and 2 stairs. So let's fill this in. Block up, stairs. Boom. And now we do one of those. Now I just got to count how many this is. Okay, that's 3. So now we do 3, and then we do this on top. And if you guys would like to see mods added to this world, as of right now, it's just going to be plain vanilla. But if you guys would like to see something added to this world, you know, like mods, as long as it is, of course, like Bedrock friendly and all that, I'd be more than happy to add to this world. And if you guys would like to see if I can find some mods for you guys, or suggest mods, then I have no problem doing so. Now let's get the exact height here. Okay, so what I just realized was that how I did this was not by adding a top block here, right? Or rather, adding something here. What I did was I made this 3 up, and then I did that, filled this in, and did that. And then, of course, it had the sides filled in, right? Because you only have this right here. And this is essentially the same thing as the other side. So all I have to do is just simply copy what's here It's a very simple design. And it's easy to copy. There we go. Now we have that done. And then now I can just simply work on building this. And then now that I've completed this part of the bridge, once I complete this, I'm going to end the video. But, you know, it was fun hanging out with you guys. You know, but seriously, you know, like, let me know what you guys want to see. I'll look at the comments. I may not necessarily read all of the comments because if there is a massive amount of comments within my videos at some point, if my channel grows large enough, I may not necessarily be able to read all of them, but I can at least read the ones that I can get to. And, you know, don't be upset if I don't do some of your recommendations. But, you know, that's why you can always comment in another video, or I'll do some votes every now and then. And, you know, I could do some of the stuff that you guys recommend. And right now I'm just finishing up the bridge, you know, this portion of it. And, of course, you know, in part 4, I'll finish the bridge and potentially even do some more work on other things. So right now I gotta build those 3 there onto here, and then that'll be done. So let me just figure out, that's 1, 2, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, okay, 5. So then I need to carry this over, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, perfect. That's now been carried over. And then now, all I have to do is just simply place blocks, such as the stairs. And, I mean, once you, of course, get through all of building, like, say you're building a part like this, it honestly gets much easier once you place the stairs, because then you can sort of understand where all the blocks go. And then you kind of just build it, and it matches up on both sides. So like with this one, you only need 1 block going all the way across, because then you add your stairs, which makes it much thicker. And there, that one's done. Now do the same thing here. The same thing can be done for every single one that is built. So 2, 3, 4, 5. And just as a suggestion for anybody who builds bridges, what I like to do is once I have the number 1 block here and I know that's number 1, I typically only count 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, say, if you're counting 1 through 5. And it just makes it much easier for me. It won't necessarily work for everyone, because, you know, of course, there's going to be some people that they struggle with that because they'd rather count out, you know, 1 through 5 rather than 2, 3, 4, 5, you know. For me personally, it just works. But, you know, I believe that, you know, it might help some people out there who struggle with numbers when it comes to building in Minecraft. So, I mean, just a little fun tip for any of you builders out there who like to build. And also, while I'm building this, just let me know in the comments if you guys think I talk too much and if you'd like me to talk less, or if you like hearing me talk, and then I can do more or less of that. Because for me personally, I don't really know what my audience likes. So if you guys would like to comment, down below what you like better, then go ahead and let me know. But and I'll probably do the texturing of the road off screen because I feel this video is probably already long enough as it is, and I don't want to take too long to make a video. Not necessarily that I don't want it to be, good quality. It's just that, I don't want to bored you guys with my talking and, all that. I know a lot of you guys come here just for the building portion, but, this is what it looks like complete now. Both looking the exact same, and now we have a nice bridge, at least a section of it. And on episode 4, we will create the other section. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time in episode 4.